paper chaser, chasing papers, ain't no favors. We ain't waiting for others to catch the vapors. This is a style on, luxury style. Y'all trying to pile on dollars in wild forms, cash and checks. I have to flex. I'm past your necks, from the cap to the neck. Give me a spot on the Forbes list. The patterns and more flips hitting by now as soon as the store hits. Good manners with envelopes and bags, foreign currencies and cash. Running the block, running these spots fast, and this is just the math. When we connect with good hats, it's like multiplying exponents in bar graphs. Big bang times big bang, and then we laugh.
Hey guys, welcome to the lab. We're back with another episode of Sundaze with the Clink Room, joined by my good friend John, aka Ink Park. John, how are you?
What's up, brother?
Not much. End of the week. It's definitely been a week, so here we are. But yeah, good to have you back.
Yep.
You haven't been here in a while, so I figured we may as well get you back in here, being that it's a new year, and kind of lean on your expertise as an artist and get into this. So without wasting too much time, let's get right into it. Clink had a Deadstock week. So for those who don't know, any orders, cancellations, pre-orders, these are technically the extras. So each one might not have your size or a full size run, but these are kind of the extras after the pre-order. So after I would normally it would be about 6 to 8 weeks after the pre-order delivers, they tend to put them in a Deadstock Drop. So let's take a look. We got Light 'em Up, Nightcap, Spooky Sheets, and the Star Shredder. Any thoughts here for you?
I like the first two, Light 'em Up and Nightcap.
Mm-hmm.
The Spooky Sheets is okay. It's just not my style. And I could have sworn I've seen the Star Shredder before. I don't know if Boz did it, but it seems like it looks familiar.
Okay.
Something similar. But yeah, the first two I like. Definitely. I like the Neon. Eric Saint's good. Point X have been putting out those, so those are pretty cool.
Yeah, definitely. The Light 'em Up. I think both of us aren't really big drinkers, but it is a cool effect that they did achieve.
Yeah.
The neon, I think that's pretty spot on. Nightcap was kind of one that kind of spawned like this whole new series of like landscapes with stuff. So good on Point X for kind of like leading the charge there. We're seeing a lot of this kind of like landscape plus subject now.
Yeah,
he definitely wasn't the first, but like this is I think there's been a couple, but like,
yeah, I was doing a bunch with Good Hats too. So I mean,
right.
I think I did a couple for John Jay, like I don't know, 3 years ago.
Oh yeah, that's right. He turned them into pins and stuff.
Yeah. So I've been doing landscapes for like ever, man. But yeah, the circle landscape's cool. You know.
Yeah. Spooky Sheets got that little glow in the dark thing. I think like that little which is okay. But I'm with you. The spaceship astronaut thing's been pounded.
Yeah.
But you know, it votes well. People like astronauts. And,
yeah.
All right, let's move forward. We got Masubi Mashers, Sunset Cliffs, Milk and Cookies, and Whirlpool.
Yeah. These are all pretty cool. Again, like, you know, Milos does a great job. That one's cool. It's a little muddy in the hands. Musabi, what'd you call it? Musabi Mashers?
Masubi.
That one's cool. Sunset Cliffs is great. You know, I love that aesthetic.
Yeah.
And Ed Weird, he does some great stuff. It's cool to see that one. Now, see, that's a good example of like he has some good detail in there, but it's not muddy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's like the key for us designers is make sure we don't muddy up stuff. The Mashers is great too. Like there's not, doesn't look like it's too detailed up. So therefore, you know, when we see it like that, it's clean.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are great. No, great.
And for us too, like that Milk and Cookies one, you know, kind of calls back to like Ninja Turtles almost, you know.
Yeah.
with the bandana. Like it's a whole vibe. I don't love the yellow in it, but I kind of wish they used more blue as
Is the under yellow too?
It looks like a gold, like an athletic gold.
Kind of like the Killer Bees ones that we did.
Yeah,
khaki and that, which I love that colorway, the hat.
Mm-hmm.
That's like one of my favorites. So
yeah, I just wish the outline was like a pop color, maybe like a
the yellow kind of tends to blend into the khaki a little bit.
Yeah, but art wise, it's solid.
Yeah,
Theme wise, it's cool. Milk and cookies, it makes sense.
Yeah.
See,
now that's a good example right there, right? So he did his version of Milk and Cookies. Can we get a couple more versions? Absolutely.
Yeah.
But how you got to make it yours and change it up, right?
Mm-hmm.
So even like the astronaut with the whirlpool Milos did, it's great. It's a little bit different. And that's the thing. Like you could do an astronaut, you could do these things, but you just got to make it different.
Yeah.
And that's the key, making it different enough and telling your story when you do it.
And to me, you used like a key word, like elevate. Like, what are you doing to beat the last one?
Yeah.
Like if you want to tackle it, but like you got to beat it.
Not necessarily beat it. I think be on par, but just be your version of it. So, for instance, like Milk and Cookies. Let's say I did a version of Milk and Cookies. Maybe I don't use a container. Maybe I use a cow, right? Mm-hmm. Maybe so there's different elements, but you can still be Milk and Cookies. So I think that's important for us artists, like especially because Clink's been going on for so long. It's good that we look at all the things and try to not like necessarily one up each other, but bring our own thing to it.
Yeah, hell yeah. No,
I mean the one I'm wearing now. I don't own the rights to cartoon faces on planes, but if someone else does it, what are you going to do different than I did, right? What plane or what, you know what I mean? Like, what story are you going to tell? So that's the thing. And how are you going to make it unique?
Yeah, that's true. All right, cool. Moving forward. The last week, so we got Attached at the Hip, Jason V, Death Beetle, Ryan Simmons, and Avian Outlaws by Win Studio. Do you have any notes on these ones?
Jason is always puts on a good masterclass on how things should be. That one's great. The popsicles, like everything pops on that. The Beatles, great by Ryan. Great artwork. I don't remember the story of it, but that one's really cool. Didn't it have like a skull in it or something? Like glow in the dark, or was that something different?
I feel like we're so skulled out lately that we're like expecting to see a skull. But
and I want to like the Avian Outlaws, but man, it's the details are a little muddy.
Mm-hmm.
It's supposed to be like the Robin Hood fox, right?
Yeah.
So it's a great concept. I think if the details were a little bit bigger and not so fine, that would come across a lot easier.
Okay, so how the Death Beetle works is when it glows in the dark, it shows a skull.
That's what I thought it was. Okay.
Yeah,
that's cool.
That one's badass.
Yeah.
The way that they pulled off the embroidery is so slick too, with like the limbs being like more raised and the shadow kind of being flat, like just to show the texture there. That hat's real cool. You don't normally see a lot of like two-tone off-color eyelet hats either, so that makes it a little bit more unique. I really like that one. Mine's kind of en route to me, so that's kind of my highlight for the Deadstock this week, I think.
Yeah, not bad.
All right. Then they had a shock drop yesterday.
Right.
So yesterday being Thursday. No, we'll cover the last call first. So my apologies, I mixed up a little bit. So Lane had himself the Big 5 week. If you guys remember, it was kind of like a takeover week after Christmas, kind of like that New Year kind of buffer. I can't believe it's already been a month since then, but yeah, that frame of time where you kind of lose track of time in between Christmas and New Year. So he had his safari in Africa, and he recruited 6 different artists to kind of work with him. So we got Big Five with Milos, the King, Protect with Flanagan with the Elephants, and then the kind of the group shot by Raphael, so the Collector. So these are the big 5 animals when you're on a safari. So if you can see all 5 in a day, that's like considered really good luck. What are your thoughts on these 3?
Yeah, you know what? All the art's great, but I think they should have mixed up the circles and stuff like that. I think it was too, like, all the artwork is great. It's all, the detail is great on it. Lane always has some good ideas, and you can see the styles of the different artists that he used.
Mm-hmm.
But I think had he changed up, like even the volcano one, maybe even take that circle out and just have the lava on the bottom, you know what I mean, and finish the cat. I don't know. I think sales wise, and you look at the website, kind of dictates that maybe it was just an overload of like the circles and animals in the circles, you know.
Yeah.
But it was great. It was great artwork, hands down. The colorways were, these 3 colorways are solid, you know, had a nice theme to it. But I think that's what ultimately probably hampered it. And it does, I don't know about you, but it doesn't seem like when they do like the artists, I mean, it's a nice thing, but it doesn't seem like they do as well.
Yeah. Well, there hasn't been that many.
No, there hasn't.
Yeah. I haven't really been paying attention to the numbers, but like you mentioned the circles here. Yeah. Like looking at how they're laid out here, I kind of wish the King one was like maybe just his head, and then you can work the volcano maybe out of the mane and just get more detail out of that. Because like looking here, it looks very zoomed out with them, but you know, when they introduced them and when he was going through them one by one, I kind of didn't line them up all together. And yeah, now you see it here. It's just there's a lot of circles. So.
Yeah. No, and like I said, nothing. I mean, that was kind of what he went with, and there's nothing wrong with that. Great artwork. Yeah. The elephants look great. It's just, I think that kind of theme. And we have what, 3 more of those?
Yeah, 3 more. So let's take a look. Yeah, these all have circles too. So
I like probably the Jacobo one the best, and the what was it, Marinate?
Marinate, yeah.
At least it breaks up that circle kind of. There is circles in there, and that's cool. But at least these ones kind of break that up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, great. I think they did a great job on the colorways. They're all gray unders. Great theme too. And even like on this one, on the ones with the clouds, I love clouds. I would have probably let the clouds leak out. That would have been kind of a cool effect.
On both of them, yeah, just kind of like, or even on 3, yeah.
Yeah, kind of let them leak out a little bit, because then it breaks up just that constantly looking at the circle.
Yeah.
But, you know, got them in the shop, and, you know, people are picking them up, so that's good.
Yeah. I think the coolest one is the Marinate, just in terms of like.
Yeah, that's gonna embroider really well.
It's just a lot of tricks in there. I mean, Ryan Simmons is a master at just capturing the moment.
Yeah. I'm upset Lane didn't hit me up. No, I'm just kidding.
Which animal would you have kind of gone for between?
Probably tiger. That's my favorite. Like, kind of in this genre, probably a tiger.
But I don't think tiger's in here. So it's lion, elephant, rhino, water buffalo, and cheetah.
Is that cheetah or leopard?
I think it's a cheetah. Leopard. He's in the tree. Yeah, leopard.
Yeah. So yeah, I would probably push for a tiger or some sort. I don't know what, like when he's relaying Lane. I haven't worked with Lane yet, so
yeah. But, so for him, it was they call these the big 5. That's why. That's why the animals are there specifically. Gotcha. Yeah, I don't think there's no tigers in Africa, right? These are African animals too. I think that's why. Oh,
that's probably a great question. So
maybe
I'll look it up while we go on the next one.
Right. Now we got the shock drop finally. All right, so Big Clink is back. This time with a teal soda can, green under, kind of black, big Clink word mark. These were hot sellers for a minute. I'm curious how this one did. Actually, let me look this up real quick.
So tigers are not in Africa. That's why they're not in there.
Yeah, that's why.
Yeah, I don't know. I probably would have picked something else. Maybe like they have like the gators, not gators, but they have Crocs in there. Those would have been kind of cool. Something different.
Right. All right. So, yeah, this is still available. So, for people who couldn't hit on the Clink word mark, you got your chance now. Got like a teal little soda can, beer can at the side. What are your thoughts on this? Do you like the?
I always like the word marks. I'm working on one right now for that'll probably hit crits, and it's a word mark for Clink. I think at the beginning they did terrible. Now they're doing better. I don't know about the side hit, but I don't know if they're gonna do some side hits. I think we need to get a little bit more creative.
Yeah,
and I know Casey's limited to what he can do per New Era. So yeah, I mean it's clean hat. I like a teal under.
yes.
Great choice of colors.
I wish he would get back into, now that he's kind of satisfied this market, like people who just wanted them, just get back into doing them in baseball hat colors, man. So like the Yankee one, the Dodger one, those did well. He's a big Padre fan. I'm like, why aren't you just doing it in a Padres?
Yeah, okay.
Colorway? You'll like that, So, yeah, Casey's like a lifelong Dodger fan, but just do them in every color. Like just have people kind of collect them, like the Fear of God collection. That'd be cool.
Is he a Dodger fan or is he? He's a Padres fan. Right?
He's a Padre fan. Yeah. Did I say Dodgers?
You did say Dodgers.
Okay. No, sorry. He's a lifelong Padre fan.
There we go.
But he does work with any team. He doesn't care. But yeah, he's a lifelong Padre fan because we're at the Padre game. I'm like, you should did one in a little one for yourself for Padres.
Yeah.
Because he loves the like the walnut and gold colorway.
No, it's a great colorway.
Yeah, so I was like, just do it in Clink. Who cares? All right, moving forward, going into Monday Morning Critz. So these next 20 hats that we will discuss, they will be up for vote to see which ones make pre-order starting tomorrow. So we'll start with Ronik. So Ronik is the graphic artist that you see with the murals, with the spray paint.
Okay.
He collabs with Clink Room to kind of produce some content and shoot that stuff. So you see a couple like time lapse murals, and he'll take like the existing art and spray paint it. So Heather, I think, did his podcast. So they collabed together to make this one.
So I'm assuming he sketched it or did whatever, and she kind of went over it.
I'm not sure his involvement.
Okay.
But I know that's kind of like his pose, like the spray paint pose, like that's
nice. Yeah, I was supposed to do a show with him. He was out in Victorville, and we just didn't get a chance to link up.
Yeah.
So maybe next time he's around, we'll do it.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, this one's cool. I guess he's doing the finger to try to like
the spray.
The spray, yeah. The only thing, I would take the drips off. I don't think that's necessary.
Yeah.
I would just get rid of that because when you embroider that, it's gonna be tough. I would lose some of these dark lights in here because that's gonna be tough. But other than that, clean. I mean, if she could just clean those things up, I think it'll be great. Maybe a little bit bolder on the hands.
Yeah.
But other than that, I just get rid of the drips that are coming out of the nozzle, and just clean up some of the low lights.
Yeah, I feel like he's almost missing a finger.
No, I mean it's what 4 and 4, so it's just like a standard cartoon hand. So not bad.
Yeah,
I like the colorway. Good colors.
Strong. All right, moving on. We got Deadly Heat by Clifton. Almost like a University of Tennessee colorway with like that graphite and that orange. What do you think of the Grim Reaper throwing some deadly heat?
Yeah, Clifton has like the thickness of his lines and all that stuff. It embroiders well, and I like that his stuff's a little messy. And by messy, I mean it's just not like refined in the lines. I think that's kind of like nice for him. I like it. It's clean, good colorway, good art. You know, more Reapers. Could always use more Reapers. But this is a good example of, you know, hey, I want to do a Reaper. At least he did it different, right? So
Yeah.
kind of his version elevated it in his own way. So clean. I like it.
Yeah, I like that little Easter egg there with the tombstone with the backwards K.
Yeah.
You know, for those who don't know, that's caught looking. So when you don't swing and strike out, that's the K there.
Yeah.
I feel like the rear foot just needs to be rotated so it's parallel, not facing forward, because that'd be like a really kind of awkward position to throw the ball if your back leg is.
I think, yeah, I mean, it's obviously not. I mean, at this point, the ball would be in the hand if his leg was up, but you know, but it's one of those things where, you know, you're trying to put a few elements in there, so you can't really do like super accurate.
Yeah.
So, I mean, realistically, if he was looking down, the ball would be in the glove still. You know, if his leg was up, he'd already be in his pitching position. But yeah.
Yeah, that's just nitpicky. How do you feel about hats on hats? Do you feel like the hat he's supposed to be wearing should be the same color of the hat?
I think it's just part of the. I think it's just part of the element, you know.
Yeah.
I've never had a problem putting a hat on a character. I know some people don't like hats on hats, but it is what it is. I mean, I have no problem with it. I think it fits this design, especially it's a baseball player, right? So it works.
And in terms of your design, would you center the whole piece or would you center the object?
I think he's done a good job. It's kind of an offset one because you have, you know, visually you have the grave on the left side.
Yeah.
So you want to kind of balance the elements, and I think he did a good job because it doesn't throw you off, really.
No.
And that's the main point. So when you look at it, so when I do something like this, I would do this way, and then I'd flip it so I could see both ways.
Yeah.
And then see where I want to place it, because visually, if you do it both ways, it helps center an object better.
Cool. That's a good tip. All right. Moving forward, we got the Spirit of Missouri.
Yeah, so I think Sound had hit me up for this one, and I just didn't have time to collab with him, but he did a good job. It's the stealth bomber. I like how, and this is a good, he's really come a long way. The shadowing where the vents are on the top, that's great. You know, that's a great add of contrast there because, you know, in case he goes to embroider this, that will do it. Again, this is a jet with a mouth on it, and he did it his own way. I don't think it really needs the mouth because technically the mouth would be underneath.
Yeah.
So I would get rid of that and raise up all the elements on top, exaggerate those a little bit more, because that's really what's going to carry it to me. So if it goes back, you know, if he has to kind of I would resubmit it without the mouth and just focus on the eyes and the cockpit and the two vents and just kind of make those bigger.
Do they make these bombers in Missouri, or was it designed here or something?
So I think that's where they're stationed right now. I think that's what he had told me. I can't remember exactly, but that's why he did it this way. I knew it was something like they're stationed there or there's two there. I don't remember the whole backstory, but he had a good backstory for it.
That's cool. Missouri, kind of like you always think of the Tigers too, so you almost like tiger stripes on it too.
I would say you went with a pewter, maybe like a graphite crown with a black. So
yeah, I like it.
I like it too.
Yeah. All right. Atomic Thoughts, designed with Jake and Creature got together.
Yeah, this one's cool. I like it. I love clouds. I mean, me and Creature are working on a few. Kind of collabing together. This one's going to embroider really well. The only thing I would do, because Jake is a good designer, I would clean up the brain details a little bit. there's some of that might be a little bit hard to embroider, but like when you're dealing with some tight turns and stuff like that, and then you have on top of that you have highlights and lowlights. That's where you're gonna. It's almost better just to make all the lowlights just solid black, and then highlight in pink and all that stuff. So no, it's great looking design. Great. I hope it gets through.
Yeah, it's a smooth piece. I'm with you with the highlights. Maybe kind of use it to make them different, because like right now it's like it's almost like the same image just flipped.
Yeah.
See,
that's what I tried to do on Retro Future, because I had a kind of a similar thing like this where I had the highlights in there. So when me and Casey were going through it, we were just trying to make it so that it wasn't like so fine,
Yeah.
So
because when you embroider, you got to remember there's like the base layer they're gonna apply, and then on top of that the black, and then on top of that kind of fuchsia color.
Yeah.
So like you want to.
The more passes you do, the harder it gets.
Exactly. So you want to eliminate those if you can.
Yeah.
But it is a cool piece.
Very cool piece. Yeah, solid.
All right, moving forward, we got a Cosmo Cross. So
again, I swear I've seen like, nothing against MJ Designs, but
yeah,
man, you look up astronaut and motorcycle, I'm sure you'll hit this. You know what I mean? There's a lot of Adobe sites and picture sites that have this kind of stuff. It's cool. Actually, I really like the colorway. I think the colorway is great. The purple, the black, and the orange. The Cosmo Cross is cool. I like that. What would I have done differently on this one? I think if you're gonna do like motocross, maybe like jump. I don't know. Maybe some jumps. Maybe a little bit more action. Maybe using the ring somehow of a planet. I don't know. I mean, there's a lot of things you could like experiment with. So I don't know. I would have done a few things a little bit different, but artwork again solid. Colors are solid. So we'll see how it votes.
I almost feel like it's like two pieces stacked on each other.
Yeah,
they're not interacting. They're not interacting with each other enough. So maybe find a way to just maybe make like if you want to kind of have like a planetary thing, maybe just do like a kind of like a smoke thing kind of flying behind them, so you don't need the planet maybe.
Well, like how they say the cow jumped over the moon, right? What if he was doing like one of the crazy tricks over a moon?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Something like, and the moon could have been half. It didn't even have to be the full moon, just like half the moon with the crater,
and
all that stuff. And there's he's over the top of it. You know what I mean? Doing a trick. I don't know, something like that would have been that would have really kind of. I would have been like, oh, that's dope. You know what I mean? So
give it a +1 on it.
As designers, we have to think about that a little bit more. I know for myself too. I try to do that. I know sometimes I put up simple ones. Like last week, I put up a simple one, but that's what I like. And if people don't like it, that's okay. But I'm still gonna put up the stuff I like.
Yeah, for sure.
So, good job, MJ.
Yeah. Celtic Warrior.
Oh, this one's cool. Again, Flanagan, coming in with a different shape. I'm glad, everyone's starting to like, okay, let's use some different shapes and stuff. Colorway's cool. I like the concept. I like the little castle in the back. It's a cool concept. I mean, great job. Again, going outside the box and hey, let's kind of do this like Celtic design in the background or as the background. Have him coming out in 3D. That I love that stuff. I would even on the left side. So you have it on the right side. On the left side, I would have had those clouds and maybe the birds outside of it as well, just to give it that little bit of extraness. That extra.
Break it.
Yeah, that would be my only comment on that one.
Yeah, the art's cool. The concept's right. I mean, he's kind of just continuing that like peaceful series with the one he did with like the samurai outside the samurai head silhouette. So it kind of gives him like an extended series to work on.
I would change the under. I would probably go put it as a gray or something.
Gray, yeah.
Yeah, just I know it like aesthetically, it's pleasing for a green, but you know, as well as I do, green on green, like not everyone
Break it
likes
up. Yeah,
break it up a little bit.
I would even do like
the teal
like
maybe.
that orange button.
Oh yeah, that'd be kind of cool.
Hair, that kind of like rust color, just to give it that little bit of contrast.
Yeah, I agree.
All right, moving forward, we got Screwball. Mr. Rory Kelly. I like this one a lot.
I do too, man. This is like right up like the stuff I love, and I love that the laces are coming off, seams coming out. Nah, that's great design. I really don't have any critiques. I think Casey would eat this up in embroidery. You know, yeah. I hope it gets through. The colorway's great. Yeah, this is one I would buy for sure.
Yeah. I love these kind of like mascot-y
I do too,
logos. I feel like we're kind of missing that a little bit.
Yeah.
I hope this votes well.
Yeah, same. I'll be voting for it.
All right, Fresh Catch, Flanagan and Point X.
See, and I see Flanagan gets it, and I'm not saying Point X doesn't, but the 3D of the splash coming out, I almost wish the tree was coming out, but I know like you can't really do it on that side. You'd have to go on the other side. But very cool. Another great one. The colorway, I don't know. I'd almost just do all the brown color.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I know they were probably trying to break it up and do like the new olive, but I would just probably do all walnut on it. I think it would look cool because the walnut and the baby blue like that just look good together.
Yeah.
But yeah, that would be my only thing. Maybe accentuate the fish. Maybe bring the bear head a little bit bigger and just move it back. But man, I would have loved to see a tree coming out. You know what I mean, or something. A brand would have been really cool.
I saw them. I guess some people were criticizing the bear neck or whatever, and then they had posted like the reference photo to show that like that's how they look or whatever. I just feel like sometimes when you make it too realistic and in such a small thing, like it doesn't. You kind of suspend belief. Like when I was criticizing like the foot facing the other way, like sometimes you just gotta get rid of the realistic and just
make it look athletic,
make it look better. Yeah. So like maybe that's not the best pose for the
right. Yeah, maybe even like a paw just coming out. You know what I mean? Like swiping at it would have been cool too.
Yeah.
And then it would have really accentuated what's really cool in this design, and that's the background, right? The waterfall, the fish coming out. See, I would always kind of upsize those things.
Yeah.
The water splashing out, because I think that's what's really cool about this design.
The thing too is you're being limited by how many colors you pick.
Mm-hmm.
So like everything you include in it, make sure it needs to be there. So like right now, the mud, the bear, and the trees are the same color. You can't tell the difference between them, really. They all just kind of go together. So I think in some cases, just less is more.
Yeah.
There's no real way to show depth either. Like the waterfall is like in my head is so far away, but it's so detailed that it's making me wonder how far away is it.
Right.
You know, the tree is right there, super detailed, but like how you know what I mean? So you got to create depth by using color. I know it's hard on here because you only have X amount of colors, but
and that's where you have to make a decision. What elements am I putting in? What's the most important things in this design that I do?
Yeah.
So, and that's up to Point X and Flanagan, but we'll see if this trend continues. And what is this, our second one in the crits of background?
Yeah, background, foreground character.
Yeah. So let's see how it does.
Yeah. All right. Number 9, Desert Runner. This I think is a resub, or they went back and they found
Love it. 100%. Love it.
Yeah.
Brad Racing, man, he does. I wish these are one of the ones when you see, you're like, dang it, I wish I did that.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? Love it. Yeah, I have no critiques. I think great colorway. This is another one I would buy straight up real quick.
Yeah, it's that kind of like a Tucson Roadrunner in the Phoenix Coyotes style, that Kachina style.
Yep.
It's got all the right colors. The Diamondback use all these colors, the Southwest kind of colorway.
Brad does great. I love Brad's stuff too.
Yeah. All right, head on.
Another one.
Another one.
You know, Wynn does a good job, but Wynn has a lot of detail.
Yeah.
And I think we were talking about this the other day. Like, his stuff would be great on a T-shirt.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just, there's so much detail that when you actually get the product, it kind of muddies up. You know, when you see some of the, you know, I encourage everyone to look at, you know, what's been made, especially artists, versus, and then look at, because it's all on the website. You can look at what was submitted versus how it comes out, right? So that's a good reference. And you know, Wynn does a good job with all his detail and everything, but a lot of detail can get you in trouble too when it comes to embroidery. Great color. So this is the third background we have. I like how he broke up the circle on the bottom. The only thing is, again, I would break up the circle, and have the trees coming out. I think that'd be kind of cool. But other than that, good design. I mean, head on, great title. You know, we'll see how it does. Great color of hat. You know, I like the walnut or the brown and the black top. So yeah, I mean, that's the only thing I could really say about this one.
Yeah, this is another one where I feel like the characters are not interacting with the background given. So like they're about to ram, but then they're off a cliff. You know, they're not standing on nothing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I just feel like you don't need the background stuff. Just show me the two rams. You know, even if it's cut off heads. You know, you can show them, right? Or just make one really cool ram. Like, just draw your ass off and make like a really cool ram logo. You know what I mean? Like, with all this
is his thing, right? Like, he loves, you know, backgrounds with, you know, like kind of random items. You know, like I think he has the shark one right now.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and it's kind of coming out of a wave with the steering wheel of a ship or a boat. So like that's just his aesthetic. That's what he likes. I know he does fine art and stuff, and you could tell by a lot of his detail that he puts in stuff. So,
right.
But yeah, I mean, that's my critiques. I agree with you. It is kind of, now looking at it, it is kind of, maybe just make that flat. You know what I mean? Where they're at. But, you know, the background's really cool.
Yeah. We'll see how it votes. I mean, the landscape stuff always votes well. So, and he always votes well. So,
yep.
We'll see. All right. Number 11, Soundwaves is back. So Vipers hockey.
This one's cool. You know, I know last time it didn't really go. What is his on his tail? Is that like dynamite?
No. So that's the gold lamp. So like
you're right. Okay.
So when they score, it lights up. Yeah.
Yeah. You know what? I'm with Soundwave. I love the letter forms, but man, they just do not vote well.
Mm-hmm.
I wish they did, because I have a bunch of them, but they just do not vote well. And I like this design. The only thing I would do is the hockey stick is offset too much. I would try to maybe like bring that up and behind the snake, and then he can make the snake bigger. That's my only critique of this one.
Yeah, I have a small critique. Like, so this is Vipers hockey. It's a snake, obviously. So that's why he's got the S. But and in that case, just call it snipers hockey or something. Sniper, S, Viper. You know, sniper is like someone who scores goals in hockey.
Yeah.
But that would just make the name kind of match the art a little bit better. But, you know, other than that, it's cool. I'm kind of thinking of ways that he could turn this into a V potentially. Maybe make instead of the snake kind of curling, so he's got maybe the stick on one side and then the snake kind of coming around the other way, so it forms a V. And now it's Vipers hockey. There's like different ways to kind of finagle your way to kind of do that. Just for me, it's just like the S And then the Vipers are just kind of throwing me off.
Yeah.
Unless you just pick a random S place like Scottsdale Vipers, then I'm like, okay.
Well, you could have done the 2 hockey sticks and crossed them too, right? To make a V, and then put the stick in the middle with just the head.
Yeah.
There's a couple ways you could do it. Yeah.
Yeah. So
I think that's the second time, right? In crits?
I feel like this is just a recolor.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I feel like when people do recolors, which whatever, you're fine to do it, you're welcome to do it. I just feel like no, this needs to get in. Go for it. You know.
Well, I redid what was it, the energy drink one.
Mm-hmm.
I redid it and recolored it, and it still hasn't hit crits. But you know, I don't know how Casey does his choosing, but I'm sure he has a ton to choose from.
Yeah, for sure. He did mention to me it's like one of his things that he dreads doing in the sense.
I'm sure, 100%.
Yeah, because he's always I don't know, afraid is the right word, but like, yeah, he's just like, you don't want to miss stuff,
Yeah.
All right, Vipers hockey. Number 12, Rafael, parakeets.
Great. Again, great colors. I love that, again, he uses the bird coming out of the circle. I think that's great. Because if you don't have some sort of, like this one, he could have used the flower as the background, like instead of the circle. I think that would have been kind of cool if he didn't want to do a circle, but I think it's clean colorway, great artwork. I have no real critiques on it.
Yeah.
So this is like what, the 4th kind of?
Yeah, this one's a little less. This is not as much as like
more focused on the parakeet, right?
Yeah. And then in that case, I would would rather just be like a solid bird on a hat, kind of like the Baltimore Orioles, just nice and clean. Just have the bird. You don't need the rest of the thing.
Yeah. It'd have been cool if the branch on the right came out a little bit more, like just as much as the tail, and then the leaves and the flower was on it, maybe a little bit bigger. That would have been kind of cool. It would have brought a little bit more like some symmetry to it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, no, good design.
I feel like I'm saying that a lot because like I've seen kind of how Ryan Simmons has kind of mastered just making the subject be the subject.
Right.
And that one where he had the turtle floating, like the little waves and stuff, that was kind of there to accent the character and not kind of take away and make like the central subject be like the star of the show kind of. So maybe I'm just on a Ryan Simmons kick. Ed Weird is back.
Cool.
Fight.
I like his style. He does a good job. This one's cool. It's fun. This is like very Clinkish. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I really don't. I would drop him a little bit and make him a little bit bigger, but other than that, that's about it. I think he's a little high, like sitting real in the middle of the crown.
Yeah, let's go a little lower.
Yeah, just a little lower. Other than that, great.
Yeah, it's a fun character.
Yeah.
I like how he kind of did the 3/4 and didn't force like a whole block.
Nope. No, it's great. Hands are great. Everything's great on it.
Smart.
I love the little highlights in the arm. You do a solid color and you do highlights like that to accentuate the clothing and stuff. It's a great technique.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, cool piece.
Yeah, very cool.
I'm kind of thinking in my head, like what kind of thing could he add? Maybe like a broken stake somewhere or something,
It really doesn't need it because I don't know if they're going to allow the blood. That's the only thing.
Yeah.
They might take that out, but the 2 holes kind of already tell you what's going on. So that's
right. Yeah, it's a cool piece. It's a cool piece.
Very cool.
We got one in here. Rolling.
Now, this was the simplistic one. Yeah, I did. Dude, I've had this art concept for like 15 years.
Yeah. You guys made pins out of this too, right? I think.
Did I make ones out of this one? I don't remember. Oh, you know what? I might have.
I feel like
I might have made some pins back in the day out of it.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
It's
it's got the marker there too.
Yeah, I got the marker as the handle. You got the spray can as the roller, and then rolling, right? So that was kind of the concept behind it. It's like conceptual, right? Taking other art pieces to make another piece of art piece.
Yeah. Like,
I don't know. I don't know how it'll vote. You know, Casey picked this colorway. He liked this one best. So I don't know. We'll see. It's simple. These don't tend to vote well, but I just wanted to put it up there.
Yeah. Great piece. Great piece.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it.
I feel like the bottle needs like your signature on it or something. A little extra. All right. Moving forward. Pacific Sunset. So Heather got along with Delicious.
This one's gonna be nightmare to embroider.
Yeah.
Just all those little lines. I love the concept of it. I love the artwork. Man, it needs. I know Casey, like when me and him were working on Retro Future, he's like, dude, you got to take out lines. He kept telling me more. So I can imagine what he's going to say about this one. But I would almost, I like what she did in the background. I'd almost just move the circle up more and really accentuate what's in the background versus the foreground. Because there's a lot of little detail, but very cool. Great colorways. Love the colors in the design. Love the hat color. Yeah, that would be my only, like, I would try to figure out a way to try to bring less detail because, man, that's gonna be tough. Because the only way to embroider this is flat.
Yeah.
There's no way you could do 3D. Maybe the buildings, but man, it'd be too hard to do 3D on any of this.
Yeah. I wonder if this is like a specific place because those buildings remind me like almost like of a Parliament building.
Yeah, I don't know.
Church.
We'd have to see the backstory on it, but it's great looking piece.
Yeah, so many lines in the boardwalk too.
Dude, so many.
I
know what he'd say about take out 2/3 of those lines.
Yeah,
and same with the oceans. Like every other wave line, take out. Same in the sky. Every other one, take out.
Yeah. Like art wise, I can't deny it's a cool piece.
Oh, it is cool.
It's conceptually it's a cool piece, but yeah, it's a lot going on. It's a lot going on. So we'll see how it votes. These things tend to vote better, but yeah, there's
the bad thing is like even for Retro Future, right? I did do a lot of edits, but then it got edited way more, right? So and that's the unfortunate part. So that's what's going to happen if this one votes well. It's just going to get edited down, and then people might be. I mean, Retro Future did pretty good. I think once it's embroidered, people are going to be like, "Oh man, that's really good." But this one's going to definitely get, detailed, so that it's less. So we'll see how it does.
Yeah.
Good job, Heather.
Good job, Heather. Yeah. And Biolicious. Deviled.
This one's cool.
Deviled eggs. Yeah.
Yep.
What are you thinking here?
I would do something else with the tail. I don't even know. I don't know if you even need the tail, right?
Yeah.
And then you could drop him down, and maybe have the tail coming off to the right.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then the hands are the backhand a little bit bigger, on the perspective side, but not bad. Flanagan and Josh, I like Josh. He does a great job. Flanagan's been doing really good too. So, yeah, this one's cool. I love the deviled egg concept. Really cool. I would just do those little critiques. That way you can just, again, bring out the main character, right? Bring him up. And then balance because you have the pitchfork coming out to the left or to the left, have the tail to the right so it balances it out a little bit.
Yeah, that way you kind of shift the perspective just a tiny bit.
Other than that, good job.
Yeah, I don't love the colorway. Red, black, and the yellow.
Oh, I think they were trying to go for the yoke color.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I would have done a darker red maybe.
Yeah, I would just went to like a burgundy maybe, like a dark.
Yeah, I think that
would
a darker red would have been good, and then use a lighter red as the outline. That would have been really cool. I think that would have popped a little bit more.
Yeah,
but great job.
Yeah, it's a cool piece for sure.
Yeah, very cool.
Hyperspeed Point X.
This one's cool. It's different.
Is this like a concept spaceship? Or is this like a made up?
I think it's just a concept, like a made up one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Great colors, cool concept. You know, again, we'll see how it votes, but hyperspeed, there's nothing really, I mean, that I can say that I would do different. I mean, if you really want to get technical, there's no fire in space. So, but I mean, this is fantasy, so it's all good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, other than that, clean. I think it'll embroider really, really well. Good colorway on the hat too. I like it. You know, would I buy this one? No, but you can't deny that it's a good piece for sure.
Yeah. I almost feel like there's not enough contrast to the spaceship. Like, just make it like a silver color or something. Make it pop off the hat a little bit, because
I think they were just trying to conserve on colors too.
Yeah.
Because in the ship you have black. What, three blues?
Black, yeah, like 2 blues, white, and then there's the orange.
Yeah, so
and then they needed that kind of like muddy color in the back of the.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So no, I think it's great. Interesting. You know, it's always cool when someone does their concept on the spaceship. You know,
yeah.
I like how it's like fills in half the circle. So I mean, visually, it's great.
Yeah.
So good job, Point X and Super.
Yeah, Mr. Hines. All right.
Hines.
Moonrise.
This one's cool. I love how like the antlers kind of go back and it kind of looks like trees. And then you have the skyline in the back, and then at the bottom you have trees. This one's really cool. I think this one, this almost reminds me of Noble North.
Mm-hmm.
Great colorway too. I like this one. This is actually one I would probably buy. It's clean, dude. I mean, I really don't have much to say about it. But good job. This is taking a circle and really, really doing it different, you know?
I think Chad had one that was just kind of passed through. They're the elk with like the star on it.
Yeah, that one was cool.
Kind of reminds me of this. I'm with you. The color's rad. It's like that deep, deep navy with this kind of like a tannish,
the khaki
color, almost camel. Got the bits of purple and the teal from like the sunset. Yeah, it's a cool piece.
Very cool, man. This will embroider really well too.
Yeah. All right, New England. Good to see him around again.
Yep.
2 for Ruffin, Sierra and Sun Lao.
Love it.
I think Sun Lao had his concept 2 for Ruffin, and then this is like Sierra's kind of stab at that kind of.
That's right, he did. Oh, this one's great. This looks like it could be, a hockey team logo, a minor league hockey team logo.
Yeah, I like the colorway too, like dark.
I love that the colorway is great. The bone in the back is great. I mean, put it through. It's another one I'd probably buy.
This is a good use of like the black. So
yep,
use the shadow, and then you can use less colors, but then you still pump up. It's like a trick you can use to make your logo bigger by taking stuff away from your logo.
Mm-hmm. No, it's a great use of shadow and highlights on the right. Allows more room for embroidery. When Casey gets it.
Mm-hmm.
So this is a great technique. The only thing I probably would have done is filled in right by the nose.
Yeah.
On the right, just make it all black. You'll get the concept of what that is. With the highlight on top. Because that little piece, right there, they might just fill in. But yeah, other than that, great. Another great one. Looks like this week's gonna be solid.
Yep. And then the last one of the day, we got Shop Truck, Cody Manning.
Man, these never do good.
They never vote well, right?
Nah. It's almost like it needs. I mean, I love doing car logos and obviously plane logos and all that stuff. but it needs like that extra bit to it, without making it cars. You know what I mean? But almost like a character.
Yeah.
Like I do have one that's up. It's I think it's a stingray, but it has like a shark mouth on it. So I don't know how that one would vote, but I think like that's kind of where you have to go, right? This colorway is crazy too, like bubblegum colorway.
Yeah. It's a rough pink.
Yeah. I mean, artwork's fine. You know, it would embroider well, but I don't see it voting well.
I feel like the gold works against it too. If you offer like a silver, you know, you're kind of more in that
Yeah,
range.
I think the silver would work better, especially with the pink.
Yeah.
And then I don't like. I know it's like a darker blue under, but I would have done gray. Take out the gold, put in like a gray, silver, and then do a gray under. I think that would, if you're gonna stick with the pink pop top there.
Yeah, this reminds me of that one that Clifton kept trying to put through for his friend.
Oh yeah,
He kept changing it, and it would never get passed. But
they just don't vote well. I mean, I'm curious to see what if they ever put the stingray up, how well it does. But you know, I'm not holding my breath.
yeah,
you know what I mean.
Yeah, for sure. But solid week.
Yeah,
for sure.
solid week.
It's gonna be tough for us to kind of pick our tops when we get off air. But yeah, man, appreciate you coming on in short notice, jumping on and doing the show. You're always welcome to come back. I love your insight. You're always professional and smart with your critiques and kind of
yeah. And let me just preface this by saying, like, again, this is just me and Leon's opinions. You know what I mean? In the art world, you're always going to get criticism. You know, even when people criticize or, you know, critique what I do, you know, I always take it with a grain of salt. And, you know, a lot of the times it's good to get multiple eyes on something because you're like, oh, I didn't even see that. Like Leon, I mean, just to bring up an example, when I had the Ice Falcons, right? So it wasn't originally called Ice Falcons.
Yeah.
But Casey changed the name on me. But then Leon's like, man, make it icy. So I did, right? And that was a great comment. You know, I didn't get mad at Leon for that. And I think as artists, we just have to have a little bit tougher skin and take what people say for crits and just take it for what it is. If, again, art is conceptual, right? Everyone's going to have their own opinion, but it doesn't mean that their opinion's right.
Yeah.
And you know, I think there's a few people that always hit me up, oh, do this or change this. And, you know, I appreciate it. I don't. And I think as all designers, we should embrace that. So don't get hurt. This is just crits. It's just me and Leon's opinion. We've looked at a lot of hats and, you know, bought tons of hats. So everyone that we critique, we just want their hats to do good at the end of the day.
I think also too, like, so for me, my first shot is looking at, like, obviously I get the stuff first and I put together the slides, but I normally don't try to look at them and kind of think. Then I try to make this like my first kind of reaction to it.
Yeah.
And then I rewatch it with everyone on Sunday, and my opinion on them kind of changes sometimes. So you'll see me like even chime in while I'm talking. You'll see me typing with my change in opinion, and then on Monday I'll catch Monday evening crits and I'll watch it all over again. And you know, that's the thing with the art. It's like this is our first literal, you know, look at it. You know, we may say things and we didn't get the full context of what it was, like your Camp Crystal Lake one and stuff like that. And yeah,
it happens. I mean, I think the other one you said, the paint rolling. You're like, oh, that's old good hats, and it was technically not a good hats design. It was just an ink park design that I've had for 15 years.
Yeah, it turned into a pin.
Yeah, and so that's just it. Like, you know, sometimes I'll just throw up all designs that I've had that, you know, are dear to me and see what happens. So, but yeah, I mean,
behind you on that roller right there.
Yeah. See, it's back there. So it's been a logo I've had forever. So, but yeah, no, take it for what it is. You know, you don't have to, you know, be upset about crits or anything like that. We're just trying to build a good community and have, you know, open communication. That's the best thing. That's what's cool about Clink and getting everyone together.
Yeah. One more thing too, before
Sure.
we go. I was kind of discussing a little bit with Casey, just trying to unify the things in terms of like submissions, like try to keep people like on schedule and on pace. So like right now, it might be a little too late to start doing your Valentine's Day stuff, even though it's like a month away. But I think like right now would be a good time to get out if you want to, potentially like St. Patrick's Day, Easter, those kind of things, to get them at least worked on, submitted, and then into crits. And then if it hits crits, into the shop, because then when it hits the shop, you got 1 month. So you almost got to think like 3-4
months ahead.
Ahead of time.
Yeah. So if Valentine's is in what, February?
February 14th. Yeah.
So technically, you should have been working on them in October. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
So but that's in the clothing industry in general, right?
Yeah.
Like things that people are designing right now are going to be like Christmas. So they're already designing a few seasons ahead.
Yeah.
And that's kind of how, you know, this is just art. Like people say, oh, like, oh, look at all these Valentine's designs that are coming up. But in reality, we got to start thinking, because then by the time, like you said, it goes to crits, gets approved, it's shipped, right?
No,
and
then he's had to go in the shop for a month.
Yeah, and then shipped after that. So
yeah,
you figure it's going to take 4 or 5 months just to get the design. So, but anyway, that was good. That's a good thought. You know.
Yeah, for sure. So get your 4th of July, Easter, and you might be too late for St. Patrick's Day. I know if you were to make a hat today, get it submitted today, it wouldn't land before St. Patrick's Day. So,
no, it wouldn't.
So, you know, just some small little tidbits, and I'll do my best to kind of remind you guys out there, like, you know, you should be thinking about this, you should be thinking about that way. Because I don't think leagues are going to come back anytime soon. So even if we do stuff, you know, if we vote on a theme, you know, which theme do you guys, you know, want to see? And then maybe we could make it a segment. Like, okay, well, let's see, you know, cat taco week versus dog burrito week. I don't know. Like, we can make it and just be fun with it, because you guys are free to draw whatever you want. And that's what's cool about it. So a lot of concept artists out there, a lot of artists out there. So,
yeah.
But all right. For John and Leon, we're out of here. Peace out, everyone.
Eternal damnation. Eternal damnation.
You're at the end of the world, as you know it, my dude. Time is up and you out of mood, so what will you do? It's the BP mercenaries, not here to